Grow the farm up. We are planting corn in 2023. As you guys can see, there is a little cover crop out there. It's patchy. There's some spots across the field that it looks good and some spots that it's pretty patchy. We're on one of those patchy spots today. We're in the John Deere 8345 RT. We've got the John Deere 4620 or 4640 monitor set up. Here's our population. There it is by the numbers. Acre counter for this field we just got started on. These new displays have a lot of cool. They're set up a little bit more like a tablet, but let's take a look at, like your section controls, and you can look at your mapping, zoom in and zoom out. You've got a lot of different options. You can come in and do everything with your steering and auto guidance. It's all right here, and then you can set up a series what I call dummy screens that you set up yourself and scroll through, and see what you got. And when you make your planner one of them, this is just your display. And we like the track tractors. Watching a track roll is great. Anybody that wonders why we do the track tractors, I'll just quickly address this in other videos. They don't have front ends. Four-wheel drives, specifically four-wheel drive wheel tractors, the front ends are notoriously expensive to maintain, and they always go out because it's just a giant four-wheel drive gearbox that's just pulling. Some guys put duals on the front end of their tractors now, dual tires, because it's so heavy. And yeah, track tractors are a little rougher down the road. They're not as good on the ends, but see what I do is I skip sections so that I don't cut as much of a rut here. But what I love about these tractors is that they don't have front ends. Now see that front idler down there? Yeah, you know what, every, I don't know, a couple thousand hours of use, every 2-3 years, go in and there's a bushing that you need to replace, but that's about it. And I mean, that costs about $1,500 a side, even if you have John Deere do it. If you do it yourself, it's like the price of a bushing. But we're driving ourselves 3D RTK, planting into a regenerative cover crop. We're not thrilled with the standard cover crop on this field, but as you can see, the planter is no-till. There's really no additions. This is a pretty stock planter. I mean, it's got the row clutches, pneumatic down pressure, row by row sense, la-di-da, all the cool new toys. But it's I think it's a 2014 1720 or something like that bar, 12 row 30. I have it for seed corn because I plant a lot of seed corn lots that are about 50, 100 acres, research plots, and so I just plant my commercial corn with it too because it's such a hot rod, and it works out really nice, and it's fun to come out and not have to stop every 30 acres and switch varieties. I love planting corn with this thing. I mean, let's see, we're on to 80 there. I got a total acre counter for the 82 acres for the year as of today, and I think today's the 25th. I waited until after the freezes. I said I'm gonna wait. If that freeze comes with moisture, that's gonna be pretty tough on cold germs. I mean, look at what a tough winter we had on just cover crop. I really wonder what a lot of winter wheat looks like. I bet in areas, I mean, we haven't had a measurable rain here since last fall. I mean, okay, 30 hundredths, 20 hundredths. I mean, climate says we've gotten like 3.8 inches of moisture since January 1st, and they're full of it. You know, it's more like 1 inch. It's so dry here. I mean, it's remarkable. I'm not used to seeing any dust flying off my planter at all because of my cover crops. Even this year, it's so dry. I mean, be running pivots in front of crops. There's 2 pivots running over there. Here, swing around. I mean, we're watering. The drought is real. And I mean, and where it's droughted hard, and the market hasn't factored that in yet. I'm sorry. And South America has large areas of drought. You know, I think traders in the world's getting very optimistic that the price of goods are going down, and I think they're about to surge through the roof. And unfortunately, you know, whenever that happens, there's winners and losers, and that's just the way things are. But when, you know, usually the producers of the products are the winners, and the users are the losers. That's the way that it works when things go upside down. That's a nice stand over there. You know, I have some farms, and you guys have seen them on some previous videos, where the whole field just filled in nicely. I mean, so nicely, I might leave it out and harvest it together with a rye, vetch, and clover mix. You know, it comes pre-mixed with just straight out of the combine. You know, run it through a quick small grains cleaner, and bingo. Got yourself some cover crop seed. How do you think the guys that are selling it to you do it? But I always like to, you know, I learned this when I started planting into cover crops. You know, you want to make it look like you weren't even there. Think about it. That's, you know, regenerative farming. Least disturbance of soil possible. As you can see, I don't even run my furrow openers. They just barely move. Just barely pick up a little. Just move if there's like a gopher hole or something like that, or a mound or a bump or something, or like right here, a closed pivot track from last year. The pivot tracks are so deep because we make so many revs with them out here because it's so dry that we have to close the tracks. They get so deep. So the drought is extremely real, and I don't think the market has factored that in, and it's gonna confront everyone this fall. You know, I don't know. I got a lot of bins, and I can tell you what, I'm going to use them in 2023. But hey, we're planting. We're having a good time. It's day 2. You know, you never film on day 1. You don't want to know like how a farmer acts on the first day of planting. It's just pretty near embarrassing. You know, just all the curse words and stuff. But actually, knock on wood, everything lined up pretty good. I mean, other than the fact that, you know, we're less than thrilled with our stand of cover crop, we do have something out here. You know, I do have a decent established cover crop out here. So I'm just planting green right into it this year on the stuff that looks like this. And we're going to put on the fertility package behind it. I'll bring you some more videos about how this stuff emerges and grows. It's supposed to be 55 degrees around here for the next 10 days. So I do not anticipate it popping out of the ground for like a week or 2. Never been the biggest fan of early planting, but I don't think the 25th of April is early. So let's just plant and grow the farm up. Thanks, guys.